This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Shalom laha alahim. Peace to the gods. Nawathan kal halayim la. Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Racha Hakodash. Giving all praises to Yahweh in the name Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors unto the elder apostles, elder bishops, and the head elders of all the camps of Great Millstone GMS who do rule well. Salutations, peace, and blessings unto the hopeful elect scattered abroad. It's your brother Tazapanya with a digital epistle, quick hit, spiritual commentary through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this is edifying unto the elect. All right. As you can see in the topic, apostles of GMS. I've heard this when I first came into truth, man. I think specifically of Elder Apostle Gabar. All right. And I'm roughly paraphrasing here off my memory, but he was like, yo, the next crisis is going to make double one, Nueve Once, all right, look like a walk in the park, man. All right. And I got here again, Greg Manarino, going into his understanding, because he's an economist, he's a keeper of the house, so to speak, a financial forecaster, all right, and how all of this has to play in with this great reset, the financial markets, things of that nature, all right, but showing how they're going to bring about a new crisis by, just like they did on Nueve Once, all right, with the plastering faces of a boogeyman, a villain, to get people to rally together, so to speak, all right, when the sleight of the magician, the warlock is doing a sleight of hand, which is, point the finger over there while they're dealing with this over here. All right. And through the spirit, which we know is coming, like I brought out in Matthew chapter 5, verse 10. All right. And I could read verse 11 as well. All right. That those people as what are going to be those that what Haman Malone calls, that follows Hebrew Israelism. All right, so you Hebrew Israelites is going to be the ones that is going to be persecuted. And there's a reason why IURC is listed on their 501c3 under Islam. All right, if I'm not mistaken, there's a reason why they try to connect us with some type of Islamic or Muslim faith when we have nothing to do with the Quran. All right, we have nothing to do with Ishmael because we are Israel. Okay, but the agent provocateurs out there in Jersey with the shooting up of the Amalek and all of that, and so on and so forth, man. All right. So be prepared and watch how he breaks it down, and it leads to the MOTB. It leads to this persecution that's coming. And I'm going to get scriptures, but I'm going to let it play. I'm going to shut up. All right. And bear with me. Go through it. Listen to what he have to say. Filter, eat the meat, spit the bones. And then I'll end up with a couple of precepts. Without further ado.
And it's not pretty. So let's do this here. So Lions and Friends, this is my concern. Over their wars, well, they're going to be coming here. Let's talk more about why this is going to happen here. And I've been explaining to you as of late how this is playing out. Again, this at its core, what we're seeing here is a very sinister way to add liquidity to a dying system. All right, now, this is going to expand. It must expand for many, many reasons. I want you to keep these things in mind. The main reason why this is going to expand, okay, is again, we are in a crisis. We see the crisis here of liquidity drying up. This is something that is going to be avoided at all costs for now by central banks who run the economy, who run the markets, who run the financial system as a whole. They will kill whoever they have to kill, as many people as they have to kill to keep the system liquefied. And again, connecting the dots here, they're building up to a new war on terror. The last war on terror, which is still going on, $8 trillion in counting so far, okay? This has been a major source of debt for the world. $8 trillion, in case you weren't aware of that. Look it up for yourself if you don't believe me. Now, this is another avenue that they're going to look towards, a new war on terror, to fund the war machine, the military industrial complex, to reduce the population of the world. I mean, we can go on and on. So anyway, let me start off again. Lions and friends, this is my concern over their wars. As we know, as we all know, so far nearly $100 billion US has been sent to Ukraine to fund their war. And this is the number we're allowed to know. We also know Biden is about to ask Congress for emergency crisis funding for the Israeli war.
Whoa.
And he is going to get whatever he wants without question. Okay, so whatever number the man comes out of his mouth, he's going to get it. And that's going to be the first installment with much more coming down the line. Again, this is going to expand. This is going to grow into a new war on terror. Keep this in mind as I read through this. So here we go. At one point, thank you, Carlos. At one point, in order to keep the scheme going, these over there wars are coming right here, and you can count on it.
You can count on it.
All this is about liquidity, as I alluded to just a few minutes ago. And every imaginable and unimaginable event is going to be engineered to keep the system fueled with more debt at the cost of as many lives as they need, as many lives as they need. Expect another 9/11 moment right here in the United States on U.S. soil. It's been years in the plan.
Apostles said it first, a great
the
millstone.
stage has already been set. I want to know how many of you are going to disagree with this, okay? That's really the truth, because I'm telling you right now, here's what they're going to do. They need to put a face on the new war on terror. That should frighten you. Do you remember how it was last time? And they were Bin Laden's face and all the leaders of ISIS and their face. They need a face. You can't have a war or a new war on a noun. Okay, war on terror, a noun. Okay. So what they're going to do here, and this is just connecting the dots. We already understand how this is going. Frank, thank you. Let's talk about it.
This is 2 Esdras chapter 16, verse 20. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai.
Save that question for later, please. I want to cover everyone's questions later, but I want to thank you for that. We'll talk about oil reserves. If you want to, just throw it out to me later so I don't forget. Anyway, in my opinion, this is leading to, again, another mechanism to pull vast amounts of cash into the now. Again, $8 trillion that we know about, we can account for, that has already been spent on the war on terror. Okay, we have the Russian-Ukraine war, this Israel war on a noun, whatever, it's going to expand here, of course. And the fact that, again, we've seen their playbook. We know what they do. They need a face. They need a face. They got to point at it. They're going to flash that face all over the screen. And every nation around the world, every free nation, people are going to be fixated. Again, the flag waving, the this, to that. An event is going to happen. I mean, there's just no doubt in my mind at all. Okay, it's just a matter of how they're going to do it. It's already been planned out. And again, look, there's more and more news coming out that Israel was warned before this was obviously planned out from a long time ago, 9/11. You remember all that? Mm-hmm. All the information that we found out after the fact. How many warnings there were? They were all ignored. Why? They allow these situations to happen. Mm-hmm. These are engineered, every one of them. Okay.
Every one of them.
Flash news. I appreciate that.
Every single one.
And Something is already in the works.
From Yahweh
It's planned
Yahweh.
out. It's just a matter of how they're going to execute it. Well, interesting choice of words. So that's my greatest fear right now. Another 9/11. They need a face. You cannot have a war on and now. You understand? They need a face. They need to point at someone. That's the reason why we're all suffering. He or she or it is the reason why we need to spend untold billions and trillions of dollars on a new war. That's how they sell it to the people. It's packaged up very nicely, very neatly, and then sold to the people of the world on the back of sorrow, pain, death, suffering. Understand? Prepare yourselves for this. Prepare yourselves for this. Yes, automotive professionals, thank you. And they need, this is all about liquidity. We're drying up here, okay? Look, in case you don't know, and I know you do if you follow this blog, we're just coming out of the longest, most severe bear market in history with regard to the debt market, okay? And these institutions who have loaded up, I'm talking about the investment banks, who have loaded up on debt that yields nothing now. The value of their portfolios is evaporating. We already understand that the entire banking system is in crisis. It is in crisis, the consolidating power. You know about this, okay? At least you should. We've covered this at length multiple times. The system is being taken apart. It's being dismantled piece by piece. We've been speaking about this. The whole world today is in an economic free fall. And again, at its core, liquidity is drying up. And this thing that they're again, you and I have covered this. They'll do things to us we can't believe. Okay, be prepared. Have the high ground always. Nothing is what it seems to be in this environment here. The timing of this, how Wall Street reacted prior. Again, if now we're getting warnings that they knew that this was going to happen, and the action on Wall Street here. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate that too.
So it comes to find out that there was a lot of stocks that was being bought up right before this happens. Reminds me of when I wasn't even in the truth, but see, that's how the Most High worked. I remember seeing World Star Hip Hop way back in the day, and Pat Poose was saying, yo, I'm not going to say who it was, but it was like 5,000 people that didn't show up to work that day in, the month of September. And guess who that was? Amalek. So the same thing is happening now with insider trading, because who runs Wall Street?
How the stock market got bought up like that. Big rally before anything. Okay. And then the debt market being closed on Monday is leaving a nice little window here. You understand? For this whole thing to go. And then since that time, of course, we've seen something miraculous happen. The whole entire yield curve coming down, the 10-year yield dropping. The initial knee-jerk higher into the dollar, which waned off. Dollar is weaker now than it was initially, okay? The risk in this market dropping. The MMRI this morning had dropped below 300. The Mandarino Market Risk Indicator. I know most of you here watch it, and if you don't, it's free. Use this tool, link in the description of this video, okay? We are just at 300 as I am speaking here. Crude oil is taking a pinch here, all right? I've been telling you what's going on. Crude oil is going to bounce around in a range for a while. And we're going to see. There's going to be a ground incursion also, obviously. And I think there's a little bit of fear. We'll see how that plays out to the market initially. Well, I don't know when this is going to happen, but it is going to happen as well as part of everything, what we're seeing. So I just want you to understand what my fear is. And I want us all to be aware of their playbook. We know it cold. We know what they do. They float out the Fed presidents at just the right time, like they did with the Bost freak guy talking up the market. Now we heard from the Fed today. We heard the Fed minutes today, and basically this is prior. This is from the last meeting here prior to the war, and the Fed was, according to the minutes there, oh yes, another rate hike is more than likely on the table. But this is a game changer. What's going on here? I believe, again, central banks are going to use this crisis, okay, new war on terror, for which they're going to put a face on it. Remember, they're going to put a face on it.
And I believe that face of this new crisis that he's talking about, the way they've been gradualism, right? They've been leading everything up, is going to be for the demonization, the ostracizing of those that are in the truth, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Neo Latino Native Americans.
That should scare you. It should scare you, honestly. Eric, thank you, and Whiskey, thank you as well. Media, in order to put a face on this, and they're going to do it, because you can't have a war on it now. They're going to put it's got to be, they got to find someone to blame.
And this is why this whole divide and conquer, so to speak, all right, of a Roman tactic when it comes to these, Palestinians and the small hats, right? And the big divide here in Babylon, because I'm hearing now and seeing videos of them fighting in Florida and things of that nature, all right? And them easily, as they always do, plant that anti-Shem, right, on whoever. And who is on the Southern Poverty, I forgot the whole name, but extremist groups that is known for that. Who is known by the ADL, so on and so forth? Us.
They have to assign blame. You understand? It's always the same. You lawyers out here, you know what I'm talking about. It's all about assigning blame and then packaging it up and selling it to the world, and so they can justify.
Notice what he said. You lawyers know what's up, and that's how you win a case. You assign blame, you package it. Ask your favorite rapper. They get in trouble. What nationality of lawyer do they get to beat the case?
Limited amounts of cash, and this is the fact. Okay, we don't have a war chest. No developed nation in the world has a war chest. Where's the cash going to come from? Where did the $8 trillion come from to fund so far on the war on terror? Did we just have a war chest where they came from? No, it's for the fact. Central banks supply all the cash for everything. All wars are bank wars. This is a fact. Okay, I think we're all pretty much on the same page. I would assume so. Hey, by the way, just real quick, I want you to know something's going on. I'm getting a lot of flack lately, and that tells me I'm over the target. And I'm certain I'm going to take more flack here from this video outlining what I am, but people need to be ready. Do you think it's outside the realm of possibility that we're going to see another 9/11 here? Do you think it's outside the realm of probability, or is it highly probable that they're going to start flashing faces? We're going to have another event, and they're going to point to the person who's at, or group of people, of course, just like they did last time, that's responsible.
Notice, or group of people, right? So don't be surprised if you see a face of you speaking using AI, all right, or things of that nature, of you saying something you didn't say, or you doing something that you didn't do. You see what I'm saying? This is the type of time that we're coming into. We have to understand the devil that the Bible speaks of, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and his chief tribe, the small hatters. All right, they will go to any lengths. Remember, the love of money is the root of all evil. That's why he keep on showing you that central banks will do anything so-called to not have it known the great liquidity crisis that we're in right now, as we go into this so-called great wealth transfer, which is nothing but the reset, all right, to create a hedge, a gulf between them and the rest of the Goyim, as they would like to call it, Salakia. All right. So we're coming into a times, Akim, all right, with this Revelation 12 and 12. All right. Rejoice, O ye in heaven, and woe unto you, inhabitants of the earth, for the devil has come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he hath but a short time. All right. This great wrath can be astronomical levels of deception. All right. The word devil is diablos, which means false accuser or deceiver.
Okay, so they can justify whatever they want to do. And I believe, again, Fed minutes came out talking about, whatever, restrictive policy nonsense. And let me tell you something else, in case you don't know. Every single prediction that the Federal Reserve has made, every one with regard to where the economy would go, it's all been a lie, quite obviously. Where inflation would go has been 100% wrong. As a matter of fact, speaking about that, we got the wholesale inflation number today came in way higher than anyone expected, except you and I. You and I have been way ahead of the curve on this. You think they're done? No. All of this, all this extra spending, wars, a new war on terror, everything else, this is massive inflation. Okay, they have to make more cash, print it out of thin air, and funnel it wherever they want to funnel it. Okay, to power the war machine. How many times have we been warned? Yeah, thank you, Will. I appreciate that. Anyway, so so far with this, I'm in here for almost 13 minutes. Does this sound right to you, what I'm explaining? Or are there some of you that think I'm just completely out there and I should put on a tinfoil hat or something along those lines? It sound right. You and I knew what they were going to do. This is just a matter of time. We felt it in our bones. How many times over the past few months were we saying, you feel it? You feel it? You feel it? Yeah. You see, let me tell you something, okay, in case you don't know. Every single one of us has a God-given intellect, almost like a third eye.
And I'll leave it there. The point is pretty much made. All right. And he goes into a little bit something more, but you know, the over there was America has such a Egyptians, Babylonians have such a pride that think that the war is not going to come here. All right, all hell going to break loose. Even Yahweh Shah said that I've come to send fire upon the earth, and what will I if it'll be already kindled? Shit is going to be, you know, hot as a oven. You feel me? 400 Fahrenheit out this motherfucker, man. All right, so I'm gonna leave on this precept. This is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 10, and it reads, "And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation." What is salvation? The deliverance from the wrath of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai via the chariots of Israel, what the world calls UFOs. Okay, uh, simultaneous when the ICBM missiles turn America into a lake of fire. And strength and the kingdom of our power, notice the possessive, our power and the power of his anointed, which is who? Yahweh Shai. For the accuser of our brethren, that shows you, this is in Revelation, and Paul talks about his brethren, his kinsmen according to the flesh, who are the Israelites. The accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accuse them before our power day and night. You see, and that's what we come into. So, Akim, we come into persecution. All right, and whatever happens next, and this Amalek versus Palestine thing could really be help the stage of this full ramped, anti, sham, all right, sentiment, all right, for what's going on out here and can be pushed with what we're doing. You see what I'm saying? Because who really knows the truth and who, is really, and we know we're not anti-sham, but as far as the truth that might be hate to some, you see what I'm saying, is going to be looked at in that perspective. And they would accuse us to the Most High trying to get their birthright back by any means that they feel deems necessary. All right, so you got to understand, we messing with the devil here. You see what I'm saying? But see, our power, it's already written, like I just read. You feel me? Now has come salvation. Death is, swallowed up. Yahweh Shah already won. All authority has been given from Yahweh unto him. All right, so just we have to endure. All right, and whoever our lot may be coming in, into the coming days, weeks, months, Lord willing to be short. All right, we have to be prepared for it if we're of the elect, which would automatically qualify us to be prepared for it if we have that number. So with that, Kwam Yasharala, Ababa Ball, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shah, until the next time, Akim Shalom.